there's someone in the collective that is thinking or feeling like there's blockages that you need to work through, that something is blocking you, okay? And there could be some blockages that you're working through right now. What spirit wants you to know at this time is for you to embrace the progress that you have made or that you are making. They want you to embrace the progress, embrace that there is movement taking place in your life. I don't know what area of your life you are experiencing these blockages, but I feel like with this mindset card here, this has more to do with your mindset and not actually something actually blocking you. Okay. So, Spirit wants you to know right now that you are making beautiful progress, and they need you to keep an open mind. They need you to stay adaptive to your current circumstance in whatever area of your life that you are perceiving there to be a blockage. There's actually a lot of movement taking place in that area. There's a lot of renewal taking place in that area, okay, of your life. And so this has more to do with your perception than what is actually blocking you or the fact that there is anything or something blocking you. All right. Thank you so much for tapping into Midheaven Tarot. I really appreciate you taking the opportunity to spend a little bit of your time with me today. I hope that something is said in the message that resonates with you, that will continue to elevate you and strengthen you. Okay. To all of my returning subscribers, what's good, Soul Tribe? And to my first time viewers, thank you for tapping in. Welcome. All right, as usual, all right, take what resonates, leave the rest. All right, take the razzle, leave the dazzle, leave it for somebody else, okay? Now, as I was saying, there's a lot of progress that you're making in an area, in a specific area of your life. This could be love, this could be financial, this could be your career, business ventures, anything like that as it relates to your finances, as it relates to your purpose and destiny. Um, the blockage that you're perceiving is actually not really there. And so we're going to get into this energy a little bit, okay? Because the spirit needs you to kind of step into that Fool card energy. Okay, in the tarot deck, the Fool card talks about taking leaps of faith. It talks about trusting the universe, trusting the divine, trusting your spirit team, and moving in the direction that they are asking you to move in. You're being asked to keep an open mind right now, okay? Keep an open mind and be very adaptive. Some of you also may need to kind of like not be so serious about everything, because with this playful, I'm seeing that some of you may need to bring a little bit of playfulness back into whatever this is that you are wanting to make progress in, excuse me. Sometimes we want progress so bad that we stop finding joy in the things that we are working towards. Okay, we want progress so bad that we stop approaching the things that we're working towards from our childlike nature. And so, for some of you in the collective, your spirit team is asking for you to remember the joy. Okay, remember the joy. What's taking place actually is that your feminine energy is what's guiding you right now. All right, and this is whether you are male or female. Your feminine energy is the power that you really need to tap into and stay tapped into. Okay, because what you think is a blockage could actually be your feminine energy um having an awareness at the feminine level that you have a need for some sort of protection. So your feminine energy could be protecting you right now, and she does that sometimes by what we would perceive as stagnation. We would perceive it as delays. We would perceive it as something not coming through when we want it to come through. But in all honesty, when we really sit with ourselves and go within, she gives us the wisdom to help us understand that she's trying to navigate us around something that we cannot foresee. So the delay is not actually a blockage. Is just a delay. It's not a denial, it's a delay. You are still making progress, but you have to keep an open mind when the feminine energy aspect of us is working. When she is working, the masculine aspect of us has to keep an open mind and has to be adaptive, because quite frankly, her ways are not our ways. Okay, as our physical selves um occupy the masculine energy, it's within where we access our feminine energy, and her ways are not like the masculine's ways. The masculine ways wants to just plow through. The masculine ways are to break through the walls and break through whatever barriers, and to keep working and keep trying. Do it again, do it better, do it a different way, look at it again, obsess over it, worry about it. That's the masculine ways. But the feminine ways, um to be honest, they vibrate just a little bit higher. She vibrates just a little bit higher. Okay. And her wisdom is superb. So we sometimes find ourselves having the task of allowing her to lead. And so, what I'm hearing Spirit say is that some of you in the collective right now, you may be kind of kicking against your feminine energy. And that is why you are thinking that you have a blockage. That is why you think that you have something that is holding you back or keeping you back or working against you. It's not that you actually do. It's that your childlike masculine self is not surrendering to your primordial, ancient, wise feminine self. You're not looking for her instructions. Okay. And so spirit is saying that right now what you need to know the most is to continue surrendering to your feminine energy, surrendering to your feminine power, because that's where your prosperity is going to come in. That's where whatever it is you're working on and whatever it is you're wanting progress in, you're going to experience the prosperity when you surrender to your feminine energy. Allow her to be your protection. Allow her to be your power. Allow her to be your shelter. Allow her to be your royalty. Okay. So spirit wants someone in the collective to really tap into your intuition. Okay. Really tap into your intuition. For some of you in the collective, you are very tapped in. And so for you, you are starting to progress and receive a very fresh, you have a fresh outlook and a fresh mindset. You are absolutely utilizing your feminine energy, and you are allowing her to inspire you through your divine feminine intuition. Okay. Let's tap into and see what's going on here. I hope everybody is doing well. Hope you're enjoying your weekend. It is Saturday, August 30th, 2025 at the time of this recording, but these messages are timeless. So whenever you see it is when you needed to see it, all right? Clarify bicycle for me, Spirit, please. We have rain. So something is being cleansed, okay? Something is being cleansed. I feel like some of you are in a cycle of a deep healing, and it may feel like that healing is not coming through, or like you may not be achieving the healing that you want to achieve, but that is absolutely not true. You are healing. Now, you feel that something is delayed and something you're trying to make progress in is delayed. Spirit is asking you, because this card literally says go within or going within. They needed you to do some soul searching. The progress right now is the soul searching. They need you to make progress in going within and seeking a deeper healing. And the feminine aspect of us is our soul. Okay, so this card and this card are pretty much the same energies. Okay, this is spirit asking you to go within and allow yourself to release the idea that you are experiencing some sort of a blockage or some sort of a hindrance, like something is keeping you from accomplishing something you really want to accomplish. There's a healing that is attached to whatever your masculine energy is trying to accomplish. There is a soul healing that is tethered to the prosperity of your life in your masculine energy that is being accomplished or that needs to be accomplished. Okay, and when you do this, this is when we enter into this fresh mindset. Give me some clarity on the white card. Rest, sit, ponder, think, looking back, reminisce, sitting in stubbornness. This is kind of what I mean. Like, some of you are just kind of overthinking. You're overthinking. You're thinking a lot, which is robbing you of the joy that comes with whatever it is you're working on or whatever it is you are manifesting. The overthinking is robbing you of the playful outlook of what you're trying to manifest. It could be robbing you of the playful outlook in life altogether. All right. And it could be creating a certain sadness because maybe you are reminiscing on something. Maybe something in your past is still very prevalent in your current consciousness. And if there is a blockage, it's at that level. It's in your crown chakra. You're holding on to something. You're being very stubborn about something. Like when a child doesn't get what they want and they sit and sulk and they sit in stubbornness. They don't want to play no more. They don't want to play with the toys no more. They don't want to talk to nobody. They don't want no juice. They don't want to be bothered. They having a full out of a full out display of being upset because they didn't get what they want. So some of you might be actually functioning at the spirit level, in your masculine energy. You're showing up to your spirit team and to your ancestors and to your divine feminine energy, and you're kind of throwing a tantrum because something hasn't moved the way you want it to or when you wanted it to. And this perspective of divine timing is what needs to be healed. Divine timing. And how do we heal divine timing? And understanding and surrendering to divine timing, because the masculine energy, again, which is our childlike nature, when you're talking about in comparison to our primordial souls, okay, our childlike nature, which is our masculine side, don't really do well with divine timing. All right, he don't really do well. He has to learn how to surrender to divine timing. And how he learns that is by going within and spending more time in rest, in ponderance, okay? Not over past things and what hurt you and who hurt you and how it hurt you, but over, like, you're to sit and communicate with your feminine aspect and ask her for her wisdom. All right? So you bring the child in to sit down at the mother's feet and ask your divine feminine for the wisdom to continue making progress. And for some of you, this is something you've already done. You've already gone within, or you're currently going within. And you're doing a lot of thinking, and the thinking that you're doing, the communicating you're doing with your divine feminine aspect is giving you this fresh outlook and this fresh mindset. It's returning to you the joy of life, right? It's returning to you that childlike nature that, explores and goes on this adventure, because that's basically what life is. We're also journeying through this mug. Like, this is not permanent. So when we can maintain the joy of the journey, we get a better response, we get a better experience, right? And so sometimes in our healing, we have to remember that. We have to be brought into remembrance to approach our life. Even you could be 40 years old, 50 years old. Listen to me right now. You could be 70 years old, 23, 33, 32, 20, 21. I don't care how old you are. Your masculine aspect is a child in comparison to your feminine aspect. You absolutely need to hear from her. Okay. Clarify umbrella. Cake, festive, caution, slippery situation, birthday party, um, something delicious happening, reward. She is this aspect that brings in um an experience in our lives where we can begin to celebrate. Okay, there's something taking place at the feminine level for many of you that is like you're receiving the rewards of having done the work. You're receiving the rewards of learning how to surrender to her. Okay. There's also something that is that at this level for some of you, your feminine energy is aware that there's something or some area in your life where there needs to be more caution taken. Okay. So take that how that applies to you, okay? But for many of you, even even in the future or even right now, you're going to experience a very rewardful outcome because you have allowed her to be your shelter and your power and your source. So this prosperity that you're stepping into is about to bring moments of celebration for you, moments of celebration. Your ancestors are celebrating you. Your spirit team is celebrating you. Your divine feminine aspect is celebrating you because you're going within and you're doing the healing and you're allowing her to give you a different way of seeing your life, your love, your relationships, your purpose, your destiny, your occupation, your vocation. You're allowing her to renew your mind. Okay? Clarify blue. They have lollipop. Mm, okay. So some of you are intuitively knowing that you are about to have something really, really good come in for you. Some of you are intuitively understanding that there's an excellent opportunity that you're about to step in that says excellent opportunity. So you may be tapping into new opportunities. And if you're not tapping into this yet, you are full aware intuitively that there is something that is about to be very desirable. Something you want is about to happen for you. Something you want is about to, that whatever blockage there was is no longer there. Whatever blockage you were perceiving, you now know that it was never there. Okay. You just needed to go through this healing process. You needed to get your masculine and feminine aspects in a holy matrimony. You needed to get them in a divine union. You needed to get them balanced and aligned. Not one stepping on one's toes and the other one is stepping on the other one's toes, and one sleeping, the other one is overbearing and awake and running rampant throughout the earth. Not that. But you have brought balance. You have brought healing to these two aspects of yourself. And you intuitively know that you're about to step into something real sweet. There's a lot of positivity coming in for you. Let's look at some more here. All right, Spirit, what does the collective need to know most at this time? My cards are flipped around again. So something is about to completely change for the good. All right. There's circumstances that are about to change for you. A lot of positivity is coming in because you've already weathered the storm and gone through the rain, right? And you've allowed the storm to bring about a transformation. You've allowed the storm. We all go through storms. It's how we go through them that matters. When you allow the storm to bring forth healing, then you become the alchemist that you were always designed to be. But when we are sitting in the rain complaining because we forgot our umbrella, all right? Ain't nothing wrong with a little water. You can get that weave wet. It'll dry. Okay? You get a little rain on your head. It's all right. You need a spiritual bath anyway. Yeah. Clarify rain, please. Tell us more. What does the spirit need to know? What does the spirit collective need to know? Oh, stubbornness. Yeah, some of y'all stubborn, bruh. Somebody that I'm talking to has not been listening. Yeah. So hopefully this message will be confirmation or enlightenment for you to kind of wake you up from this deaf ear energy you're in. You're kind of not listening, or you're not hearing what you want to hear, or you're not being told what you want to be told. But what you're being told is what you need to be told, right? So that you can get to this sweet reward over here. You can get to this positive outcome. You can get to better opportunities, better relationships, friendships, better connections with your family. You can get there, but in order to get there, what is being told to you at this time while you are in this cleansing, you have to unplug your ears and listen. You can't let your childlike masculine self have a tantrum. Tell me more. Schedule. Yeah, because you're on schedule with something. And I think this is what they're trying to get you to see. I remember at being in that phase of my spiritual awakening. I remember several times I was in this phase right here of my spiritual awakening because my masculine self just couldn't, with everything that was going on in my physical world. When my spirit team would tell me you're on schedule, be patient, divine timing, I really just didn't want to hear it because I couldn't see it at that time. You understand what I'm saying? I couldn't see it. So I didn't want, it's like I heard them, but I wasn't listening. And so you sit in this energy, and it doesn't do anything but kind of bring a sadness, but bring overthinking, lack of rest, lack of joy to the masculine energy. It gets so much better when you just let the masculine energy surrender to what he is hearing from his feminine aspect. If she's telling you that you're on time, you're on the right path, that progress is being made, it is being made. And yes, it's still raining, but the rain is necessary. Can't no flowers, can't no fruits and vegetables. We as people can't even grow without water. And it has to rain sometimes in order for you to bring in the growth, the harvest, the blossoming, the blooming that you want. You got to get some rain sometimes. Sometimes. The rain that you're experiencing right now is not there to cause you grief. It is there to bring about a cleansing. It is there to heal. Okay, my bad, collective. I had got a phone call. All right. So, yeah, like you're on schedule, okay? So if your spirit team has been telling you that you're on schedule, continue um to continue to heal, continue to just allow what is to be, all right? Move fluidly with your feminine energy. And that's how you will continue to make progress. But I really am picking up heavily that someone in the collective may not see that you may not yet see that how much progress you've already made. I'm hearing don't be so hard on yourself. Don't be so hard on yourself, okay? It's a learning experience. We're all here for this learning experience. Earth is literally a school, okay? And so you cannot be held accountable for what you haven't learned yet. You cannot obsess over what you haven't learned yet. You can't, you just have to be okay with where you are right now at this moment and maintain your joy. Maintain your joy, all right? Clarify sit and white, gain, and introvert. There's some what you are gaining, or what you need to gain is the within, right? It's within you. So not even trying to, like depending on what your outer environment is looking like, the work that needs to be done is within you. Okay. But there is something that you are gaining by taking the time to go within. By taking the time you have taken thus far to go within, the time you have taken thus far to allow your experiences to push you into your divine feminine energy, to learn of her, that's where you are gaining at. And so when you are in a phase of life or your spiritual awakening where the gain is being made within you, you cannot judge that gain by whatever it is you're experiencing outside of you. Okay? You cannot let what's going on outside of you define the progress or the lack of progress of that you are making within you. Okay, because when we enter into our spiritual journeys, that's kind of how it goes. We have to heal, our inner child. We have to heal our feminine energy within us. And after some time of doing that, this is when you move into this energy where you start seeing that you have something to celebrate. Good things begin to come into your life, right? So the physical world is just a mirrored reflection of what's going on within you, whether that is good or bad. Okay, so there's a lot of gain that someone is making or has made because they have taken the time to go within. There's a fresh outlook and a fresh mindset because you have taken the time to sit, think, and listen. All right, but some of you in the collective, you take it how this resonates, but you got your ears plugged up. Till you unplug your ears and listen to what is to be gained from your inner self, then this progress will be kind of delayed, but it is not blocked. Okay. And this is how I explain this sometimes is every aspect of your spiritual experience is important for the outcome. Every aspect. Even if you are someone in the collective that's not really listening right now to your inner self, you don't want to hear, you having a tantrum. That tantrum is a part of your journey. Okay? Because this is how we learn. It's all a lesson. So that's why I was saying earlier, it is no need to pick yourself apart. It is no need to feel anything other than calm, peace, and joy for the experience of being on your journey. And that's not always easy to do, right? It's not always easy to do because we are so outward world minded. We are so outward world minded, right? That we have to be matured into understanding that really there is no good and bad. There really is no right and wrong. There really is there's that duality has a limitation. The deeper you go, you start seeing the singularity in everything. You understand? And this is how we are able to maintain our joy, even when we have things going on in our outer world that some would define or that we have been taught to define as negative, as bad. Okay. So when we start understanding the singularity of our experiences, and stop putting them in these compartments, then our joy becomes stable. Our peace becomes stable. Whatever predicament we find ourselves in, we are stable. We have like a neutrality to our energy. Doesn't say we don't get excited, doesn't say we don't still feel emotions. It's just saying we always know where our center point is. Clarify umbrella, compromise. Sweet dreams. And savings wanted to come out. Saving. So your divine feminine energy knows what it is. Okay, so this is how this works, right? Because in our masculine mind, we really think that we run shit. Okay, we, whether you're male or female, you in your masculine self, you really think you run shit. What you are is the houser of the powers. Okay, you are him. You are him, literally him. Okay, you are in between two powers, one being the spirit, one being the soul. The feminine energy is the spirit, is the soul of you, the power within you. Okay, she is the power within you. She is the one that gives you the purpose, the destiny, the plan, the strategy. She is the one that brings your dreams to fruition because she is the one giving you the dreams, the aspirations, the inspirations. She is the one giving you those. Okay, so basically, she does not want you to continue to compromise your dreams, what it is you want to accomplish, what it is you are here to do. And because our child self, our masculine self thinks it knows the way, we oftentimes misguide ourselves away from what we actually want to accomplish. And sometimes we do that because we don't even know what it is what she wants to bring out through us into the earth. We don't know what that is. This is why it's so important to sit with her, so you can see what it is she wants to bring out through you in the earth. The feminine energy is the headship. The masculine energy, the spirit that is upon the masculine energy, is the empowerment and the light to show you the path of how to bring to fruition what the feminine energy of you is showing you. So it's a beautiful trinity. But when they're not harmonized, this is what you get. A lot of fussing, fighting between the soul, not really fussing and fighting, but a disalignment between the soul and the spirit, and you in the middle in a tug of war. You are the body, you are the temple, you are the house, you are the houser of these energies, and you are the youngest of them both. So you need their instructions. You need their instructions, okay? There's something for some of you that your feminine energy is trying to keep you from compromising your dream that she has already revealed to you. She's trying to save you from something and you're processing that saving as a blockage. Because if you're processing it that way, then that means that there is something that you are trying to head towards that she doesn't want you to head towards. All right? And for some of you, you may have already realized that she has aided you in this way because you have taken time to listen. You have taken time to unplug your ears. You see the gain in going within yourself to be a bit introverted, okay? And to go into introspection. You've seen the gain, and that gain is, oh, I see how moving me out of that relationship, even though I was so hurt and I was so broke up about it and I was so depressed for so long. Now that I've gone in and had a conversation with this primordial goddess that is a feminine energy, I see how she saved me because that relationship was actually a compromise. I was compromising myself for that individual. I was compromising my dreams for that individual. My destiny and my purpose was compromised when I was on that job and they just laid me off, and everything that I had to go through because they laid me off or they fired me. It didn't feel good, but because I went within and unplugged my ears and stopped having the temper tantrum, I see how my feminine aspect was saving me from compromising the thing that I actually have always dreamed about doing, being, accomplishing, so on and so forth. Clarify blue and lollipop, please. This is a beautiful reading. Conflict. And eternal love. Give me one more. Out of this, out of whatever it is that you were facing or are facing, there is a very positive love that is coming out of this, whether this be romantic, friendship, or self-love, family, just a frequency, a higher frequency of love, which starts with the self. Okay, a higher frequency out of conflict. It is out of these challenges. It is out of these things that we experience that don't necessarily feel good, for as long as we allow our child mind to feel like it's not getting what it wants, it's going to continue to create a tantrum. It's going to continue to fight against it. It's going to continue to not see the lesson in it, to not see the silver lining in it, to not see the healing in it. The child self will have a tantrum and fight. Love of self, love of what it is you do, love of who it is you're becoming. Okay, give me one more. Live and learn. And then loss fell out. I wasn't going to take it, but I did. Live and learn. This is the lesson that we experience through conflict and through loss. We learn lessons that go with us even as we leave out of this dimension. You understand? In the physical. Someone is in a learning cycle right now. I mean, we all are and always are, right? But as it relates to this message, Spirit is really trying to get you to see the lesson in whatever loss and conflict this is that you are experiencing or have experienced. And for some of you, you already have seen how loss has brought you to a higher vibration of love in all of its aspects. You have learned the lesson. You have learned the lesson. You have harmonized. You have taken your spirit and soul that was once in this tug of war, and you've harmonized them. And see how they're old? The spirit and the soul is older than him. This is you. Okay? So when we understand how that flows and how that works, then we can harmonize these two ancient, older powers that we all hold and have at our disposal. And we live and we learn. Because that is the lesson we're here to learn, is to harmonize these two. All right? So, I'm going to get you some. I'm going to use the Akashic deck. And see what Spirit wants to say to you going forward. From this moment. What it is that you want them to know going forward from this moment, Spirit. This really is a beautiful message, okay? So yeah, like when we're on these journeys, there's really no need. Learning not to beat yourself up is like spiritual awakening 101. Okay. Don't you don't you prolong the healing process um if you allow old paradigms to fester. Okay. You're moving into a new mindset, so you have to relinquish the old mindset. Acceptance. You may be disappointed with a recent outcome. Remember, if one door closes, you are being redirected to one that will soon open to your true soul path. This is the compromising that she doesn't want you to do. She doesn't want you to do. And if you spend time going within to communicate with her, she will help you see it as the compromise that it was. See it through. You don't always finish what you start and then talk badly to yourself because of it. Break the karmic pattern by seeing a project through to the end and then be proud of what you accomplished. Somebody started their spiritual awakening, started their spiritual journey, started their healing, and now you're just kind of like, this happens all the time. I see this all the time, and I'm sure some of you all have seen it, where people start their awakening, they start their spiritual journeys, and then they run into all of those shadows, and then they want to haul tail and get out of it. Whether they run back to religions, whether they run, and you can have a spiritual awakening and still be a part of a religion, right? So running back to a religion is not an excuse to stop doing the work on yourself. But it kind of proves the whole point that some of us try to make about religions. You can't scapegoat. You can't scapegoat. Nobody did it for you. You have to do it. From mythologies and religions, we have examples of how to do it and what to expect. But those figures in the myths and the religions are not your scapegoat. Okay? See your spiritual awakening through. See your healing all the way through. Go all the way through the shadowy parts of your journey. And be patient. I love this. You're being asked to practice patience right now. It's not easy to do this, but you're strong, and there's a reason why things aren't aligning in the way you want them to in this moment. Have patience. It will eventually work out. Be patient with yourself. Be patient with yourself, family. Give me one more. Miracles and a difficult road. Okay. So this is why patience is so necessary, because healing is not easy. It is a hard journey. It's a hard path. It's not like, you know, a paved road that ain't got no potholes in it, no cracks in it, you know what I mean? Ain't got no debris in the middle of the road. It's not that kind of road. It's not a freshly paved road. It's a dirt road. It's still got rocks and stones and sticks and branches and stuff that fell down in the road. And it's a hard, difficult road. Spirit of perseverance, being prepared for great things. Walking the hard path in life. Yes, right now it is difficult. It gets easier when you rely and surrender your child masculine self to your feminine aspect. It gets easier. Okay. And that is the miracle of this road. The miracle of this road is this living and learning. The miracle of this road is this tapping into an eternal higher vibration of love for yourself, for those around you, for the divine, your spirit team, your ancestors. My ancestors and spirit team called me a big old crybaby, because every time I tap into what they have brought me into, I start crying because I love them. It's an eternal love. It's a love that can't even be like they've done so much, but they were only able to do what I was willing to allow myself to surrender to let them do. Let them do it. Let them show me how. Let me stop thinking that I know the way. Okay? Miracles. You're being asked to pay close attention to all the big and small miracles that have already occurred in your life, and also to those that are currently occurring and are still to come. Miracles surround you. Be on the lookout for them. And this is the energy that we started with in this reading, is that you have made so much progress. Okay? But somebody is not seeing it. Somebody is not seeing the progress. Continue to go within. Continue to keep your ears open, your eye open. All right? This has been the Reading Collective. Thank you so much for tapping in with me. Please hit the like button, leave a comment. Let me know how this resonated with you. If you have not subscribed, I would love for you to subscribe, join the tribe. I would greatly appreciate that. And turn your notification bell on so you know when I'm back with another message. All right, family? I love you guys. See you on the next one. Peace.